Hello everyone, welcome to Lucie's Vision. I am Lucie. So before I get started on today's video, I just want to mention that there is a blood moon happening tonight. So by the time I upload this video, it should be the blood moon. So I just wanted to, mention that and just prepare you guys for that. Also, for today's video, I did put a trigger warning for this video because there are going to be things that I'm going to discuss, mention, describe, share with you guys that may be disturbing for you and that may trigger you, because it certainly triggered me because I saw it in my visions. Because you guys know that I am a psychic oracle, so I see things. All right, so it was very triggering for me. I know if I were to describe it for you guys, it's going to be triggered for a lot of people. If you could tell by the title, you should know what we're going to discuss today. We're discussing Pizzagate. What is Pizzagate? And I'm also going to share in this video my visions I've been having regarding Pizzagate for a while now. And I haven't shared it because it was just very triggering for me. I just didn't take the time to do my research on it. But I had visions about Pizzagate for a while now. And I just didn't share it yet. But I just decided to take the time to do it now because it's very important that people realize that this is actually a real phenomenon, a real thing. This is a real thing that's happening in our world, and it's been happening for a very long time. And people think this is a false story. People think this is a conspiracy theory. People just don't believe in it, and half the public, majority of the public don't really know about it. Some, may have heard of it, but didn't take the time to understand it and really realize how, detrimental it is for us and for these children that's being affected by this. People just don't realize the severity of what this can lead to in our future and how it connects to our future. So I just wanted to really do my part in this and showcase to the world that yes, this is actually a real thing. This is not a false story. This is not something that needs to be debunked. Sorry, you guys, excuse me. This is not a story that needs to be debunked. This is not something that the media could continue on covering up because it's going to be in our face in our future. So it's about time that you guys realize how truthful this is, how important for you guys to understand this, because many people believe to this day that it's fake, and it's not. Knowing that I am a psychic oracle, I can tell you right now, this is not a false story whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this video is not too long because I don't want it to be. So if it gets to past 10 minutes, I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm going to at least share my vision part. For this part, I want to just basically describe to the world, to my audience on my channel, to my audience on my Instagram who may not know what Pizzagate is. So I'm going to give a brief description, a brief summary on what I have discovered about it, what I've learned about it in a short amount of time. Okay, so I ask you, the public, the viewers who come across my videos and my channel, is to do your own research as well. Anything that I put out there that regards things that's affecting the collective that you could do your own research on, I highly recommend you to do that. Don't just always go by what people report. You should always do your own research as well and connect your own dot, because there's maybe something that I may not see that you may see when you do your own research, and vice versa. I do have a gift that allows me to see things regarding these things that's affecting us. So that's why I'm able to share these things and bring you a new information that you may not know about, that's not reported, because I'm seeing it. So with that being said, let's get started. What is Pizzagate? Pizzagate is a code name. It means a child sex trafficking ring, otherwise known as child pornography, because that's also a code name for that as well. It's a child sex ring. That's what Pizzagate is. Pizzagate is one big corporation Like, that's an underground. It's full of disturbing things that is happening that many people are not aware of. And it's not just children that's being affected by this, but the majority of who's being abused by this, who what it's actually doing to, society and whatnot, is they targeting children specifically. But it's not just children involved in this that's affected by this, I should say. It's one big umbrella, and under that umbrella there's many different things happening. It's not just, child pornography and sexual abuse, and, a lot of sex trafficking and kidnappings and all that stuff. It's more to that. There are, like I said, it's one big umbrella. There's different sectors or whatever, group or whatever you want to call it, that focus on different things that connects to this. Okay, for instance, there's cannibalism that's happening. There are literally people that's eating children and eating people in general, because I have seen that in my vision, and I'm going to describe that part in the second part. Okay, so there's cannibalism that's happening. The other section or sector of this big umbrella of the child sex trafficking ring is organ harvesting. That is actually a real thing. They are harvesting organs and selling it to the black market for profit. And not just for profit, they sell it to the higher ups, for whatever reason. I'm sure they have their own reason, whatever. So that's happening. So organ harvesting is happening, and they sell it to the black market. Another thing that's happening with that is, I believe, kidnappings as well. Kidnappings of not just children of different races and different ages, but also women and males. So they kidnap people in general. So there's like a whole massive human trafficking of people that's being kidnapped. Okay, that's a part of this. That's connected to this as well. Then we have, so we have the black market, which is the harvesting of organs, right? And then we have the kidnapping. Then we have cannibalism. Can I speak? We have that, and then we also have the occult. Specifically, this portion or this sector of the occult focus on satanic rituals. They do rituals on these children and these people. And I'm not going to get deep into that because, again, I'm not there on what the actual rituals they're doing and what they're performing and what the reason for that and why they're doing that and what's the purpose of it and what's really happening with that. But that is something that is occurring as well. Satanic rituals. Okay. With Pizzagate, there's a lot of symbolism, a lot of codes, a lot of code names with this. And I have written down the code names for each of um, how they reference different children, how they reference, how they move and stuff like that. I'm going to get into that. But before I get started on that, let's focus back on when I said that Pizzagate is one big corporation. It's one big umbrella, right? And under that umbrella, there's different sectors, which I already described to you guys, right? I believe there's a hierarchy with this. I believe there's a higher ranking, you know, groups of people, and then there's the middleman groups of people, and there's the lower man groups of people. And each of these people have different roles, different positions, different jobs regarding this whole corporation, this underground criminal activity that's happening. Okay, they all have different roles. I believe the high officials, they are always hidden. They're not really shown. But there was some that already been mentioned before, such as the Clintons, the Rothschild people, the George Soros person as well. There's many different people that has been mentioned. If you guys pay attention, the year 2020, there was one big thing with that as well, where they were mentioning some of these big higher ups names, these higher elites. So, but these people oftentimes are hidden from this conspiracy, or they are if there are news being reported regarding them connecting to this, it's automatically been debunked or considered a false conspiracy theory and stuff like that. So they would be considered the higher elites. Then we have the middleman, which is the group of people I believe um, basically transition things. Like they are the getaway drivers, the cleanup crew type of people, the middleman who basically brings these children, these kidnapped people to the higher ups for whatever reason they want them for. It could be for child sex or whatever they want to do with that, and then or it could be cannibalism, it could be satanic cult rituals, it could be organ harvesting, it could be all types of stuff what they're doing. Again, I'm not getting into that until the next part. So that's what the Minutemen do. Basically they are the transistor. They transition, bringing these. I don't want to call them that, but this is one of the code names. Bringing the merchandise to the higher ups. Basically, that's what's happening. And then the lower people, the lower ranking people of elites, they are the ones who do the dirty work. They're the ones who kidnap the children, kidnap the people, whether it's women or men or whatever they are, you know, abusing, whatever people they're abusing. They are the one who does the dirty work. They may do the cleanup as well. They may do the killing. They may do the kidnapping. They may be doing the injections of drugs onto the merchandise. Again, what is merchandise? It means that's actually a code name for boy, I believe. Yeah, for a boy, or it could just mean in general. In this case, it could be in general this merchandise of these people that they are kidnapping. Okay, so we have that. There's a one big hierarchy under this umbrella. What is the purpose that I basically figure out on why they're doing this? So again, I mentioned the satanic cult rituals. They are doing rituals on these children for whatever reason. This is actually being reported. Again, I haven't had a vision of them doing satanic rituals yet, but I believe that there is truth into that. But what I have been having visions about is the cannibalism, is the child pornography, and the sex trafficking and kidnappings. I have had visions about that, and that is actually correct. That's actually truthful. That is actually happening. So that is one of the things that I did see. So the one of the reason is satanic cult rituals. They're doing rituals for whatever reason. Another reason that's being reported is that they are drinking the blood or the drinking the or eating or drinking the piano or pineal gland. I cannot pronounce that word. I know I butchered that. I'm gonna pronounce it again. Pineal gland, which you can find it in our brain. Basically, what they are doing is they're drinking the blood of it or they're eating it in itself because apparently it brings some type of property of psychedelics, which I'm going to do a video on that separately because I feel like there's something regarding psychedelics that connects to all of this, really. And then it also brings, it prolongs your life. So that's why they are targeting children. We all have pineal gland in our brain, but they are targeting children because I believe it's more potent. I know how that sounds. It sounds like very disturbing for me to say it that way, but I really feel like that's why they're using it. It's more potent, and I also believe that it's more active and more useful and like fresh. It sounds very very weird when I say it that way, but that's I'm just looking at it from their perspective on why they may target children because they're youthful and they're young in life, so they want that from these children, and they do it when they're still alive. They don't wait till they're passed away. They take it from them when they're still alive. Okay, it brings some type of again psychedelic highness to it. And it also prolongs their life. It makes them more youthful. That's what's being reported when it comes to the hydrochrome adrenochrome. Sorry, it's the adrenochrome. I pronounced it wrong. Um, which the adrenochrome is a chemical compound produced by the oxidation of adrenaline. So that's basically what the adrenochrome. It brings some type of highness, like you get high, which is another term for psychedelics, basically. So they are seeking that chemical compound from the children. So that's why they target the children. The sex trafficking, sexual abuse, they use that for rituals and for their own pedophilial desires as well. So that's what I gather with that. Pizzagate is a child sex ring that involves, elites of people who are involved in satanic rituals, cannibalism, organ harvesting, drinking and eating of the body parts of people and children and pineal gland of that you can find in our brains. And these people are higher ups, politicians. This could also be political as well, different political parties involved in this, of elites that's who are part of this corporation, who not only part of it, they started it, they created it. um, and again, I said there's the different umbrellas within this. There's different sectors that connects to Pizzagate. Um, but this has been happening for a while now, I believe for a very long time. And they use different code names as well. Some of the code names, such as ping pong, stands for child's rape. Hot dog stands for boy child. Pizza stands for girl child. Cheese stands for little girl. Pasta stands for little boy. Ice cream stands for male prostitute. Walnuts stands for person of color. And sauce stands for orgy. Dolly stands for girl. And again, like I mentioned before, merchandise stands for boy. Those are some of the code names I came across during my research that they use. Again, like they have their own little secret language using code on how they do this. Because this is a very hidden um, thing that's been happening for a very long time. So they use codes when they, whether they do it through email, whether they do it through phone calls. They don't automatically just say, oh, kidnap a child for me. They use code names for this. There's a lot of symbolism in this that connects to the occult. So that's also, I wanted to mention that. So that's why I believe there is some type of truth into the satanic, satanic cult. You guys, I always say that wrong, that word wrong for some reason. Um, but cannibalism, that actually is true. I had visions, you guys. But I'm going to stop it right there. The next part, I'm actually going to describe my vision, and that's where it's going to be very disturbing to you guys. Hopefully, you guys understood what Pizzagate is in this brief summary that I giving you guys. I do apologize if it was like not my best work, but it's okay. I'm sure you guys got what I was trying to say. But yeah. I believe I discussed and said everything I need to say. Again, this is labeled as a conspiracy theory from the media, which is not a conspiracy theory. It's actually truth. It's actually a real thing that's happening, but they keep covering up. They're trying to debunk it for a very long time, but I'm here to say, fuck that. We're coming in hot. We're gonna start, discovering everything, connecting the dots to everything that I've been seeing. So stay tuned for that. Next part, I'm going to describe the vision I had about Pizzagate. So next time, you guys.